Hello, everybody. This is lesson 8 of Unit 2. And last time you were given an assignment to write a description of a line graph. In this lesson, we will discuss the report or the description of that line graph. So this is the line graph you were supposed to write about. Again, let's just revise the elements that we should include in our report. We have the title here, which is Radio and Television Audiences in UK, the period of time October to December 1992. At the bottom we have the time of day or night. These are the hours, and the vertical axis has the percentages of the people who watch TV or listen to the radio. Let's start with the introduction. As usual, we have to start with the name of the graph. Here, the name of the graph is line graph. So the line graph, and then verb shows. The line graph shows. Now, if you remember, the vertical axis represents the percentage. So here it says the percentage. The line graph shows the percentage of radio and television audiences, and this is taken from the title. All right, the percentage of radio and television audiences. Again, percentage is mentioned in the vertical axis. Over 4 years, this is mentioned in the vertical axis, if you remember, between the brackets. So the line graph shows the percentage of radio and television audiences over 4 years old in the UK. This is taken from the title. Throughout the day, this is from the bottom, the time. From October to December in 1992. Again, this is from the title. You see, all the elements here are put, but the way you put them, it depends on the language you use. Now the general idea. In general, the percentage of TV viewers were higher. See here, he changed the word audiences into viewers. So again, this is paraphrasing. So in general, the percentage of TV viewers were higher than of the radio listeners. And here you see this is a general idea. He is talking about, or he is comparing the percentage of all viewers of TV to all listeners of radio. There is no specific time. Now, let's see the first body paragraph. And here, because we are talking about two different things, we are talking about radio and we are talking about television, it's better to separate the paragraphs. To talk about one thing in one paragraph, the other thing to talk about it in the next paragraph. So here in the first paragraph, we will talk about radio audiences. So one of the first things to note is that the percentage of radio audiences remained almost constant from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. And as you can see here, we will try to focus on, we will focus first on radio audiences, but not to focus on one thing when we give the details, the example. We will try to mention the most, let's say, obvious things regarding radio all through the day. So here the idea says one of the first things to note is that the percentage of radio audiences remained almost constant from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. This is the first part about radio, which is being constant. The percentage remained almost did not change. For example, around 4% of the audiences listened to the radio during the specified period of time. This is the example for the previous idea. After 6 a.m., the percentage rose dramatically. See here, he is talking now about another period of time from 6 a.m. onwards up to 8. So the percentage rose dramatically. And you see the adverb here, dramatically, to just under 30% at 8 a.m. It then declined, which means decreased gradually, not all of a sudden, but gradually, to a low point of about 4% at the end of the day. Now, in the second body paragraph, we'll be talking about television audiences. So, another thing to note is that the rate of television audiences ranged slightly from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now, we want to give details. For instance, the rate ranged from about 4% to about 6%. After 10 a.m., the rate increased significantly. So you pick the most significant or important points all through the day. You cannot speak about all the percentages mentioned in the periods of time given from 1 up to 23 at night. So here from after 10 a.m. the rate increased significantly to reach a peak. Look at these words used here. Significantly, reach a peak, which means the highest point, then dropped, increased slightly, dramatically. All these words you need to be familiar with, especially when describing line graphs. So the rate increased significantly to reach a peak, 45%, around to 20 p.m. It then dropped sharply. You see, dropped sharply, which means dramatically, significantly, to about 15. If you see from 45 to 15, there is a big change. That's why we use sharply. So dropped sharply to about 15% at the end of the day. Now, the conclusion, as usual, we have the phrase, of course, at the beginning and the general idea. So, in sum, the percentage of radio audiences was the highest in the morning. So, he is comparing all the radio audiences from early morning till late at night. All the percentages, it was the highest for radio audiences, whereas comparing it to the TV audiences, whereas the percentage of television audiences was the highest in the evenings. See here, this is a very important general idea. Now, if you look at the word count, it is 134 words, and this is acceptable.